Hello all and welcome back to the channel. So I just want to say thanks to everybody who's been tuning in to watch my random videos of these random games that I sometimes find. I like to highlight some of the randomness in gaming as opposed to just the big games. But today what we've got is a game called Space Otter Charlie, which is made by a company called the Quantum Astrophysics Guild, which is a nice random publishing name. No to man, but I think it's quite cool. So the game is about a little otter who's flying around space, and yeah, it's pretty much like a platformer stroke shooter, like a 3D shooter type thing, and it's generally quite a good little game. Now it starts off by setting the scene with some video drawings, really well drawn this is, and you've got some text and it tells you what's going on, which is really cool. I don't want to spoil it too much, so we're going to jump straight to some of the gameplay here. As you can see, you've got your little dude and you can shoot him off and collect bits and pieces. The little blue ball things are life, which you can extend your life slowly over time and get some more blue things on the side. And basically you're moving around trying to push things around. The levels pretty much they're quite large, to be fair, some of them. There's a bunch of main story levels and then a bunch of additional levels on the side of each of the areas, and you have to basically go around shooting the baddies, collecting bits and pieces, get into an exit, kill a big bad boss guy, and then make your way to the end. So as you can see, they ease you in slightly with some tutorial type parts, teaching the controls and such, which can take a little bit of getting used to because obviously you're flying around in kind of like zero gravity, which it takes a little bit of an idea around what you can do, and that in itself can take a while to get used to, but once you've got used to it, it's really quite easy to control, and the levels at the beginning, whilst you're getting used to it, are not that hard, to be fair, so you can get used to it quite easily. And that means that once the difficulty level does increase, you're kind of used to doing what you need to do anyway. There's a full-on map area which tells you like where you are and what you're doing. It tells you all the collectibles that you've got and what you need to get. When you get to it at the end of each levels, there's 2 or 3 different suits you can pick up in the main story missions, and there's some other ones that are in the extra parts of the game. But basically, that is the gist of it. You can upgrade your weapons and do other things as well. Later on, there's a bunch of stuff to do with later on where you're picking up these blue things, and the ones that you remain with at the end, you can spend on currency to buy extra bits and pieces. So there's a bunch of people you can buy they're like collectibles from the game. So all the characters, so there's like an area down below the map where you can buy characters. They're not playable, they're just extra tidbits for you to collect from within the game. Now, trophy wise, the game is pretty straightforward. There's a couple where you're basically trying. There's a few for just doing like certain things, like upgrading a weapon or buying a new weapon or collecting the parts to make a new weapon. There's so here's the weapon person, and you can collect the parts and you can make your new weapon. And this little chap does a dance and gives you the weapon out, which is pretty cool. And that's also where you can then do your costumes making and other bits and pieces. So that's how you can exit levels there. It's quite cool. You can move through the different areas. I've had zero lag on this game whatsoever. It runs so crisply, no problems whatsoever. And this type of game is the ones where you really need it to be running without any frame rate issues, because it's such a fast-paced game. You want that ability to make sure you know what the hell you're doing. So this is one of the bosses in the game. It's very cool. The animation is so cool. I really like the animation, and as much as there's not a grand deal of actual speech, it's mostly text-based, so you're reading the text. But because if you read the text while you're doing it, you can almost get a feel for those characters anyway. So as you can see here, like, we've got 3 locks to get there to get through that main door. And this is one of the other weapons you get where it repels and bounces off metalwork. Only metalwork, not the other stuff. So that's pretty cool. So you have to shoot through that little gap there to turn that button on. And there's a few things like that through the game where you'll be trying to attack enemies and they're in awkward places, or you'll need to go and find the gaps through to turn on switches. Now, some of the enemies can be very annoying because they either blur the screen out and you can't see it, or you're getting attacked and it's like this, boom, crushed. I mean, that's Spawn, isn't it? It's funny, but it can get a little frustrating at times if you keep dying over and over again. But with that said, it does mean that when you're playing it, once you do something, it's like, oh, pretty awesome, I did that, you know. Because there's these like little cat enemies, and if they hit you with their attack, it basically pixelates the screen, you can't see anything. And that they are the most annoying enemies in the whole game. Now, they don't really come until later on in the game. You'll see them, I think I have a bit of video footage, and you'll be able to see what I mean. All in all, I have played this game quite a lot, and it is so enjoyable and fun. It's got a really nice, charming vibe to it. It's really accessible, it's really easy to play, it's just a nice game, it really is. Is it groundbreaking? No. Is it, is it going to change your life? Probably not. But is it enjoyable? Yes. Is the music really good? It's really good. The music I really like in the game, the sound effects and the whole game of how it just runs is really nice. Now, as I say, I have been playing this on PlayStation 5. This is the store I was saying about, where you can buy all these little peeps to sit down in your it's like a fish pond type thing you've got underneath, and you can buy all these people. That's the map area where you can go through, and to the right is like your gear area where you can switch your suits out, which give you slight different variants on weapons. That's that big boss I was saying about. The bosses can be quite difficult to figure out how to kill. So that's one thing. But overall, yeah, I really think this game is definitely worth you trying. And it is good. Really, really enjoyable. The time that I've spent with it, I can't fault it at all. Like I said, I've been playing it on PS5 and it runs perfectly. It really is so good. So anyway, I won't bore you too much with continuing on talking. I'll leave you with this boss battle that I've done, and catch you on the next one. If you do want to ask me any questions about this game, do just drop them down below and I shall get back to you, or I can reach out to the publishers and get them to give me an answer. Or if you're new around here, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much, and goodbye.